Have you ever felt like you were standing on the sidelines of your own life, watching everyone else confidently take center stage? I remember a time, it feels like just yesterday, when I was asked to lead a project at work, something I had secretly dreamed of. But instead of feeling excitement, a wave of doubt washed over me. It wasn't the complexity of the project that scared me. It was the little voice inside my head whispering, "You're not good enough. You'll probably fail." I hesitated. I stumbled through excuses, and in the end, I let the opportunity slip through my fingers. That feeling of regret, that stinging awareness of my own limitations, that's when I truly understood the power of self-confidence, or rather, the devastating impact of its absence. Self-confidence, at its core, is that quiet assurance that you have the ability to handle whatever comes your way. It's not about arrogance, it's about trusting in your own capabilities and worth. It's the wind beneath your wings, allowing you to explore, to create, and to connect with others without the fear of judgment. When we lack self-confidence, we hold ourselves back, we shy away from challenges, and we miss out on the richness that life has to offer. You know, it's astonishing to think that around 85% of people struggle with low self-esteem at some point, often tied to that relentless negative voice in their head. That's a staggering number, and it reveals a universal struggle that many of us share. But today, we're not here to dwell on the problem. We're here to find solutions. In this video, we're diving deep into a topic that is as challenging as it is transformative: building unshakable self-confidence. I'm going to share with you 4 practical, actionable steps you can take today to boost your own confidence. We'll explore how to use the power of your own body language, how to visualize your successes, why stepping out of your comfort zone is critical, and most importantly, how to speak kindly to yourself. Because the truth is, you already possess the power to transform your self-image. You're not alone on this journey, and together we can achieve it. Let's delve deeper into this incredible tool we all possess, our body language, and how it can become a powerful catalyst for building unshakable confidence. It's easy to think that your posture is just a reflection of how you feel inside, like a mirror reflecting your current emotional state. But what if I told you that you can actually reverse the process? What if you could change how you feel by simply changing how you hold yourself? It's not about putting on a fake persona. It's about tapping into the intrinsic power that resides within your physical presence. When you feel small, when you slouch, when you avoid eye contact, you're reinforcing those feelings internally. You're telling your brain that you're not capable, that you're not worthy of attention. Conversely, when you stand tall, when you take up space, when you meet someone's gaze directly, you are sending a different message, a message of confidence and capability. And here's where the magic of power posing comes in. Imagine the classic superhero stance, the Wonder Woman pose, with hands on hips, chest open, and feet planted firmly on the ground. It's more than just a pose. It's a declaration of strength, a visual reminder of your own inherent power. Amy Cuddy, in her groundbreaking research and TED Talk, has shown us the tangible physiological impact of these poses. Scientific studies have revealed that when you hold a power pose for just 2 minutes, your body actually responds on a hormonal level. Your levels of testosterone, the hormone associated with assertiveness and confidence, increase, while your levels of cortisol, the hormone associated with stress, decrease. It's like you're giving yourself a tiny internal boost, shifting your hormonal balance in favor of more confident feelings. I remember a personal experience I had years ago, right before a job interview that felt incredibly high stakes. I was filled with so much nervousness that I could barely stand straight. My shoulders were hunched and my heart was racing. I remembered reading about power posing, and with a little skepticism and a lot of desperation, I decided to try it. I went to the restroom, found a quiet corner, and stood in the Wonder Woman pose for a couple of minutes. It felt a little ridiculous, to be honest. But then, I felt a shift. It wasn't a complete transformation, but there was a subtle change in my energy. I walked into that interview with my head a little higher, with a little more ease, and ultimately, I ended up getting the job. That experience made me a believer in the power of body language. Now, incorporating power posing into your everyday life isn't about constantly striking superhero stances in public. It's about making subtle, conscious shifts that you can maintain throughout your day. It could mean making a point to stand tall while waiting in line at the grocery store, or taking a deep breath and straightening your posture before you step into an important meeting. It could also mean taking those 2 minutes to practice a more formal power pose in the privacy of your own space before a difficult conversation or a challenging task. The idea is to cultivate an awareness of your physical presence and to choose postures that align with your goals. And this isn't just about feeling better in the moment. It's about creating a long-term habit that reinforces a sense of inner strength and confidence. You're retraining your body and your mind, creating a positive feedback loop that builds up your self-assurance over time. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And we can apply that wisdom here. It's not about what life throws your way, it's about how you choose to meet it. Your body language becomes a part of your reaction, a powerful tool that you can use to influence both your internal state and your external interactions. By choosing to occupy space with confidence and grace, you're not just conveying an impression of self-assurance to the world, you are solidifying that self-assurance within yourself. So, take a moment, straighten your spine, lift your chin, and feel the difference. Your body language is a superpower. It's time to unleash it. Let's explore further the incredible potential that lies within the practice of visualization and how it can become a cornerstone for building lasting self-confidence. It's more than just daydreaming or wishful thinking. It's a powerful cognitive technique that harnesses the brain's innate ability to learn and adapt. Imagine for a moment the world of professional athletes, how they meticulously plan and mentally rehearse their performances. They visualize every movement, every step, every shot, not just as a passive observer, but as an active participant in their own mental arena. They understand that visualization isn't about fantasizing. It's about creating a clear, vivid blueprint for success, a detailed roadmap for how they want to perform and how they intend to achieve their goals. And the science backs this up. Our brains, in fact, have a difficult time distinguishing between real and vividly imagined experiences. When you create a detailed and multisensory mental picture of success, your brain activates similar neural pathways as if you were physically experiencing it. This is why visualization is so powerful. It allows you to mentally rehearse and prepare for future situations, building confidence and reducing anxiety in the process. It's like giving yourself a sneak peek of success, reducing the fear of the unknown, and solidifying your belief in your own capabilities. I remember when I was a student, facing an incredibly daunting exam. I felt so overwhelmed, so unprepared, that I started to believe that I would surely fail. Then I stumbled upon the concept of visualization and decided to give it a try. I found a quiet place, closed my eyes, and began to mentally rehearse the entire exam experience. I didn't just see myself completing the test. I felt the pen in my hand. I heard the scratching of the pencil on the paper. I even imagined the calm sense of accomplishment as I finished the last question. I focused on the positive emotions, the feeling of confidence and understanding, and I also imagined potential challenges, thinking about how I would approach them. And when I walked into the exam hall, the transformation was incredible. I felt a sense of calm confidence that I hadn't felt before, and ultimately I performed far better than I had expected. It was a powerful lesson in the potential of visualization to transform how you approach challenges. Now, to implement this practice in your daily life, it's important to create a conducive and structured environment. Begin by finding a quiet and comfortable space where you can relax and focus without distractions. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and start to vividly imagine your desired outcome, engaging all your senses. Don't just see yourself succeeding. Hear the encouraging words, feel the positive emotions, smell the fresh air, and even touch the symbolic tools of your trade. Focus on the positive emotions associated with success, that feeling of accomplishment, that sense of capability, and also visualize how you will navigate any obstacles that might arise along the way. Remember, visualization isn't about living in a fantasy. It's about strategically preparing yourself to succeed. This powerful tool aligns beautifully with the Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, who wisely said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Visualization is the most tangible way to witness this. It is a daily reminder that our minds are not just passive observers of our experiences. They are powerful forces that can actively shape our realities. It's about recognizing that the seeds of our future success are often planted within the fertile ground of our imagination. A very simple and effective practice to begin to incorporate is to spend a few minutes each morning visualizing your day unfolding successfully. See yourself connecting with others authentically, completing your tasks with grace, and navigating the inevitable challenges with resilience. This small, intentional act can have a profound impact on how you approach each day, shifting your perspective from one of fear and doubt to one of hope and anticipation. So, start visualizing your success today. The power is already within you. It's just waiting to be unleashed. Let's now turn our attention to an often discussed but rarely fully embraced concept: stepping outside of your comfort zone. Now, the term comfort zone itself carries a certain seductive appeal, doesn't it? It's that familiar space where everything is predictable, where you know exactly what to expect, where you can operate without fear of judgment or failure. It's a warm blanket on a chilly night, a familiar routine that lulls you into a sense of ease. But here's the thing about comfort zones. While they may feel safe and secure, they are also inherently limiting. They are the breeding grounds of stagnation, the silent killers of potential, and the invisible chains that bind us to a smaller version of ourselves. You see, when we stay within the confines of our comfort zone, we cease to grow, to evolve, to reach for new horizons. We become like trees in a pot, our roots confined, our branches stunted, never experiencing the expansive beauty of nature or the full potential of who we are. And when it comes to building self-confidence, comfort zones become our biggest obstacle. True self-confidence blossoms not in the realm of the familiar, but in the face of the unknown. It's built one courageous step at a time. When you venture into uncharted territories, when you embrace vulnerability, and when you allow yourself to feel the initial discomfort of pushing your boundaries. I remember when I first started learning to play the guitar. I was absolutely terrible, and the thought of performing in front of anyone was incredibly daunting. I could have easily stayed in my comfort zone, practicing quietly in my bedroom, and avoiding the embarrassment of public scrutiny. But something inside me pushed me to try. I started by playing a single song for a few friends, and then I joined a small open mic night at a local coffee shop. It was terrifying. My hands were shaking and I forgot the chords more than once. But surprisingly, I didn't die. In fact, it was strangely exhilarating. And with every performance, even the ones that weren't perfect, I felt a small boost of confidence, a sense of accomplishment, and a renewed desire to learn and to improve. That experience taught me the value of pushing past the initial discomfort to unlock hidden potential. And here's where it's crucial to understand the importance of starting with small steps. Stepping out of your comfort zone doesn't necessarily mean leaping headfirst into a skydiving experience, although that's an option if you're so inclined. It's about identifying areas where you're feeling a little too comfortable and choosing to nudge yourself out of that space gradually. It's like training a muscle, slowly and patiently, not attempting to lift the heaviest weight on your first day at the gym. So, you can start by engaging in small challenges, like striking up a conversation with a stranger while you are waiting in line, or trying a dish at a restaurant that you've never tasted before, or exploring a different route to work than your typical one. Each of these small acts of courage creates a small surge of confidence, and they accumulate over time, paving the way for bigger and bolder steps. And when you're stepping out of your comfort zone, it's absolutely vital to reframe the way you think about failure. We've been conditioned to see failure as a negative outcome, something to be avoided at all costs. But failure is not the opposite of success. It's actually a stepping stone along the path to success. Failure is where we learn, where we grow, where we adapt, and where we discover the depths of our own resilience. When you choose to reframe failure as a valuable learning experience, you are no longer held back by the fear of mistakes, and you start to embrace challenges with greater enthusiasm. The Stoic philosopher Seneca's wisdom rings true here. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. He reminds us that it's through adversity that we discover our true capabilities. It is in the difficult moments when we face new challenges that we forge a stronger version of ourselves. So look at each obstacle not as an enemy to be feared, but as a teacher to be embraced. And that lesson is that when we push past our limits, our comfort zone expands to include new possibilities. To make this practice a habit, try incorporating a try something new challenge into your weekly routine. Perhaps pick up a new hobby that has always intrigued you, attend a workshop that feels a little bit outside of your usual interests, or explore a new neighborhood in your city. These small acts of exploration open up new doors and strengthen your self-belief. And just like any muscle, the more you use the muscle of your courage, the stronger it becomes. And over time, you begin to realize that stepping out of your comfort zone is not a daunting task. It becomes an exciting adventure, a journey of self-discovery, and a catalyst for immense personal growth. Now, let's address perhaps the most crucial yet often overlooked aspect of building self-confidence: the way you speak to yourself. It's an inner dialogue that's constantly running in the background of your mind, influencing your emotions, your actions, and your overall perception of self. And if that inner dialogue is filled with negativity, with self-criticism, and with relentless judgment, it can become one of the most powerful forces that undermines your confidence. You see, that inner critic, that harsh voice that tells you that you're not good enough, that you're not capable, that you're not worthy. It's a saboteur in disguise. It chips away at your self-esteem. It fuels your doubts. And it keeps you trapped in a cycle of negativity. And it's so subtle, so ingrained, that many of us don't even realize how much damage it's doing. When you constantly criticize yourself, when you focus on your flaws and mistakes, you are essentially programming your mind with limiting beliefs. You start to believe the narrative that you're not capable, that you're not worthy of success, that you are not deserving of love and appreciation. But the truth is, you wouldn't speak to a friend the way you speak to yourself. So why would you treat yourself with any less kindness and compassion? This is where the concept of self-compassion comes in, and the remarkable work of Kristen Neff. Self-compassion is not about self-pity or self-indulgence. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness, care, and understanding that you would offer a dear friend who is going through a difficult time. It's about acknowledging your imperfections, accepting your vulnerabilities, and recognizing that you are worthy of love and respect, just as you are. I remember a time when I was going through a particularly challenging period of my life. I was constantly beating myself up for every mistake. I was obsessing over my perceived flaws, and I was utterly consumed by self-doubt. Then, a dear friend of mine pointed out the harshness with which I was speaking to myself. She said, "Would you ever say those things to me? Would you ever be that critical of someone you cared about?" That moment opened my eyes, and I started to approach myself with more kindness and understanding. The transformation was remarkable. I started to treat myself with the same care that I offered to others, and in that process I discovered a deep well of compassion within. Now, one of the most powerful tools that you can use to counteract negative self-talk is the practice of positive affirmations. Affirmations are not about deluding yourself or denying reality. They are about consciously choosing to focus on positive, empowering beliefs about yourself. It's like programming your mind with a new, more supportive operating system. When you consciously choose to repeat positive and encouraging phrases to yourself, you are literally retraining your brain to focus on what's possible, to see your potential, and to believe in your own capabilities. These affirmations become the seeds of self-confidence, and over time they start to bloom into genuine self-belief. Some effective affirmations include phrases like, "I am capable of handling anything that comes my way," "I am worthy of love and respect," "I am strong, resilient, and courageous," and, most simply, "I am enough." It's equally important to develop the ability to recognize negative thoughts as they arise and to challenge their validity. When you notice that inner critic starting up its judgmental monologue, pause and question the legitimacy of its claims. Ask yourself, is this thought actually true? Is it helpful? Would I say this to someone else? Often you'll find that these negative thoughts are nothing more than ingrained patterns of self-doubt, not an accurate reflection of reality. And this concept aligns seamlessly with the Stoic principle of taking agency over one's inner realm. Marcus Aurelius's words echo here. Reject your sense of injury and the injury itself disappears. By consciously rejecting the negative inner dialogue, we can disarm its power and take back our control. So, let your inner voice be your biggest cheerleader, not your harshest critic. Make it a habit to speak kindly to yourself, to affirm your worth, and to challenge your negative thoughts. Treat yourself with the same understanding and compassion that you would offer a dear friend, and you'll be amazed at the transformational impact on your self-confidence. So there you have it, 4 powerful tools that you can begin using today to build unshakable self-confidence. Let's quickly recap the journey we've taken together. We've explored the importance of using your body language to project and embody confidence through power posing. We've delved into the transformative practice of visualizing your successes to prepare your mind for victory. We've embraced the necessity of stepping outside your comfort zone to unlock hidden potential. And most crucially, we've recognized the profound impact of speaking kindly to yourself, replacing that harsh inner critic with compassion and encouragement. Remember, the path to self-confidence isn't a destination you reach overnight. It's a continuous journey of self-discovery, a gradual process of growth and transformation. There will be moments when you feel like you're taking 2 steps back for every step forward. There will be times when those old doubts and insecurities try to creep back into your mind, and there will be situations that challenge your resolve. But it's in those moments that your patience and persistence become absolutely paramount. It is your dedication to these practices day in and day out that creates lasting change. And the most important step is to take action. Don't let this knowledge just sit on the shelf of your mind. Put it into practice starting today. What is one small step that you can take right now to begin building your self-confidence? Perhaps it's standing a little bit taller. Perhaps it's visualizing a positive outcome. Perhaps it's choosing to do that small task that you've been avoiding. Or maybe, just maybe, it's choosing to speak kindly to that wonderful human that's looking back at you in the mirror. Remember the words of the wise, because confidence is the most beautiful thing you can possess. And I hope this journey together has sparked that flame within you, giving you a boost of self-belief and a renewed sense of direction. If you've found today's discussion enlightening, then please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and share this video with others who are on their own journey towards building self-confidence. Let's create a ripple effect of positivity, inspiring others to tap into the incredible potential that lies within them. And as we close this chapter, I can share with you a little glimpse into what awaits us in our next adventure as we continue to explore the fascinating power of the mind. In the next video, we'll be looking at how you can use the power of gratitude to cultivate even more peace and happiness within your life. So stay tuned, and until then, I encourage you to embrace your journey, to trust in your capabilities, and to always remember that you are enough.